Hi, I'm Brittany. I work here at the Career Center with Student Employment.
I'm Chloe, and I also work in the Career Center with Student Employment.
And today we're going to be talking about self-care. Self-care to me means being able to relax, binge some Netflix, maybe read a book, and cuddling with my cat.
Self-care to me usually looks like turning off my phone so that I can be not distracted anymore by work and school. And sometimes it just looks like sleeping in a little extra. Sometimes you just need that extra recharge.
I know I do.
Here we have some self-care exercises you can do to calm down. These won't solve all your problems, but they will make you a little more immediately comfortable. I know sometimes when I'm at work and I get like in the zone of having to fix something, I find that I'm really tense a lot. So just taking the time to relax your jaw, unclench your fists and let your shoulders down, taking some deep breaths in and out. If you have a little stress ball, which is usually just a thing made of foam, you can clench that and squeeze on that and get some of your tension out that way. And then another thing I like to do is just get up and walk around, stop staring at my computer so much, and give myself a change of scenery and something else to look at.
I agree with that completely. I think it is so easy just to get up in an office, walk around, say hi to some people. Another good thing that I use personally is a Slinky. Whenever I'm stressed out, it's not too distracting. I only need it for a little bit, but I love to fidget to help myself calm down. And, taking those deep breaths is probably the easiest thing, especially in a work environment where you can just ease yourself immediately and just calm down.
So we're going to start with the fact that self-care is not selfish. Saying yes to everything all of the time will cause you to stretch yourself too thin. According to the Mayo Clinic, this can cause undue amounts of stress that can lead to you getting physically sick. Saying no isn't always selfish and frees you to spend some time on yourself when you really need it. I think growing up, we have kind of been conditioned to believe that if you have the capability and somebody asks you to do something for them, your automatic answer should always be yes. It's the polite thing to do. It's important to realize that saying no is not necessarily selfish. You have to take your own needs into consideration as well. Giving too much of yourself away will cause you to spread yourself too thin, and you could eventually break from that. It's important to take care of yourself enough to prevent this from happening.
That's a great point that you made, Chloe, because I know it took me like 2 or 3 years being like from my senior year to now that you can't always tell everyone yes. You have to say no sometimes just for your sanity, and it's okay to say no. Another great point is ditching your technology for a while. Try to take a break from your phone and your computer. I'm staying off social media sometimes. It's okay to keep a streak with your friends on Snapchat and, scrolling through TikTok. But I genuinely believe, taking time and relaxing and not focusing on everything on social media is a great way to help your anxiety and your depression. In fact, according to Piedmont Healthcare, overuse of technology actually has led to depression and anxiety in people and dependency. The constant connection to our friends can cause us to burn out on social media, but you also need to be intentional about unplugging yourself from your job and your school. We've all been there. Either there's a new assignment uploaded or your boss just emailed you. While it's important to stay on top of things, give yourself a chance to take a break from the notifications of things you need to do. Sometimes the most important things you need to do is to prioritize your own mental and physical health. The same goes with social media. It's important to remember to take time to let your mind have some rest.
Stress looks different for everyone, so it's essential to have self-awareness about your personal needs and experiences. Knowing these things about yourself will prove crucial when it comes time to take care of yourself. No one knows you better than you, and usually we can tell when things are starting to get stressful. It's essential to check in with yourself and to gauge what it is that you need in that moment. If there's something making you physically uncomfortable, maybe unfurrow your brow, unclench your jaw or your fists, adjust in your seat, or change out of those ridiculously uncomfortable shoes that you chose to wear to work that day.
And there.
If that doesn't help, maybe you need to take care of yourself by getting a checkup just to make sure all is well with your physical health, which will also put your mental health at ease so that you're not constantly worrying about what's going on with yourself.
And are you well emotionally? Your emotional distress can tend to snowball and make everything seem way worse than it actually is. I know that's been one of my issues where I'm not mentally or emotionally in the right place. So everything feels like it is deteriorating around me and that I am in a hole and I cannot get out of it. Finally, are you well spiritually? Obviously, not everyone is spiritual or has the same religion or one at all, and that's okay. But for those that do, taking a moment to meditate or to pray could be just the right thing that you need to balance out yourself and recharge yourself mentally. Find or make a quiet moment in your day and give yourself the time to practice your spiritual endeavors or whatever else you need.
A proper sleep schedule that correlates to your age is crucial when it comes to taking care of yourself. By allowing yourself to have the right amount of sleep every night, you give your body time to rest, heal, and recharge for the next day. Sleep is important because without it, you're basically running on empty and spreading yourself way too thin without giving yourself the time you need to rest. Sleep is something that we usually tend to ignore, especially as college students. There always seems to be one extra assignment that you need to get done, or one extra commitment that you made to a student org or to your job. And we usually end up postponing a decent sleep schedule for those things. Not only is this very damaging for our physical health, but also our mental health. A good sleep schedule is very important when it comes to taking care of yourself.
Getting enough sleep is extremely important. People our age need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, and it is essential. But be sure that you don't sleep too much because it'll make yourself just as tired as you were when you didn't have enough sleep. It can lead to you being lethargic and has proven to have depressive slumps throughout your day. Adjust your activities, change your sleeping habits so you can be rewarded with more energy, better concentration, better memory skills, and improved mood, and even a better immune system.
Sometimes taking care of yourself is as simple as making sure that you get some sort of physical movement in. Personally, when I'm having a bad day, it can be really easy to just stay in bed and let my mind run everywhere without doing anything to make myself feel better. And that can get really hard sometimes. It can be difficult to let yourself feel better. Some days, something as simple as walking around outside my apartment complex makes me feel better. Making yourself move gives you something else to focus on in the moment. Not only are you taking care of yourself mentally, but you're taking care of yourself physically. Exercise is good for your body.
I know something that I like to do for physical activity is doing yoga. I love to open my windows, get that fresh air. And then if it's not too hot or too cold, I will walk my dogs around the parks around my neighborhood. I have two parks, one with a pond, and I'll take them to the first park. We'll make a lap, go down the hill, go to the next park, take a lap around the pond, and then head back home. And I think that that's a great exercise, not only for me, but for them too.
Personally, I like to walk around my apartment complex when the weather's nice. Also, when the weather is nice, I like to walk around campus sometimes, especially if I like have things that I need to get done. I really enjoy the walk around campus. And then some other times, me and my boyfriend like to drive over to Deming Park and we'll walk around there. We'll just take in the nature. We might get on the playground like a bunch of overgrown children and just generally move and have a good time.
Part of self-care is making sure that you're eating foods that'll help you stay energized and well. According to Harvard Health Publishing, your body will run as well as you fuel it. The better food you eat, the better your body will process it. This is kind of like you are what you eat. Serotonin, the happy neurotransmitter, is produced in your gastrointestinal tract. It helps break down your food as well as guiding your emotions since it's lined with your neurons. The healthier the food you give your body to digest, the more work your body will do for you.
Sometimes when it comes to eating food, making the right decision doesn't always sound like the one that will make you happier in the moment. I know personally, tenders from George's usually sounds better than ordering a Greek salad or something that's just generally better for me.
I can second that.
Yeah. But we need to make sure that we're giving our bodies things that will actually make you feel better, which isn't to say that you can't enjoy yourself. The most important thing is to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with the way that you're seeing your food. Making sure that you're eating healthy, but also in a way that fills you. Not eating enough is never the answer to being healthy. I know sometimes when you get in that mindset of I'm going to eat healthy, it kind of feels sometimes like less is more, especially with the diet culture that just kind of gets perpetuated a lot in our society. You need to make sure that you're eating the right things, yes, but you also need to make sure that you're eating the right amount of them. Starving yourself is never going to make you feel better. It's never going to be the healthiest thing for you. You need to make sure that you're getting the right amounts of the right foods.
Sometimes you just need to take a break from everything. It can be a lot to deal with at times, being enrolled as a full-time college student, being a student employee, because both of us are. She works with a student org. I have a second job off of campus. We both have relationships that we need to keep up with. We both have families, friends. It's a lot to handle sometimes, and sometimes we just need to have a break. College students are usually extremely driven, and it can be hard for ourselves to switch off our productive modes, even just for a little bit. And nothing is worse for developing a healthy habit than getting burnt out on it. It's good to have productive work and school habits as long as you don't overextend yourself. According to US Health News, a feeling of running on empty often leads to a burnout or a breakdown, and it is important to give yourself that time and rest to keep yourself healthy.
Something you might be asking yourself now is, well, okay, how am I supposed to handle all of this? How am I supposed to be a full-time enrolled college student that has a job, that works with student orgs, that has all these relationships that I need to keep up with? What kind of help do I have in managing this? Well, on this slide, we're going to talk about the resources that you have at ISU to help juggle all of this. One of those is the Counseling Center. You get charged a certain fee every semester for this. If you utilize it, it'll get added onto your ISU bill or something.
And I will say it is one of the best counseling centers I have ever been around. The people there are so welcoming and so nice. And I truly feel at home and comfortable when I'm with them.
Yep, if you sign up and get on the list, somebody will contact you. They know how to help you specifically because they are catering to college students. They understand what you're going through. And sometimes talking to someone can be the best way to like air it out, get it out of your head, and get some feedback from somebody else. So we have the Counseling Center. We have a lot of different student orgs. As I've mentioned, I work with a couple of different student orgs, and during my time in college, I've worked with a bunch of different ones. Just having a group of friends that are like-minded as I am, having a place where you feel like you can belong, having something to do that's not school, that's not work, can really be good for your mental health.
These last two that we want to talk about, I believe are still shut down due to COVID, but study rooms are a great place for you to go. Say you have a roommate kind of overbearing and you just want to go somewhere and be alone. A study room is great for that. That is a great place to unwind, get your homework done, relax, be yourself. Another place is the Hub that is in the HMSU, where you can play video games. There's a piano in there. There's seating in there. You can hang out with your friends. But again, like I said, those are closed due to COVID-19 right now. We just want to thank you guys for listening and watching our video. Please take care of yourself. Self-care is so important, especially after the year that we have had.
Yeah, I think it's important to give yourself a break in the middle of a global pandemic. I know during the first 3 months where everything was shut down and you couldn't go anywhere, you were just at your house all the time, I felt really kind of lazy and unproductive because all I was really doing was homework. I wasn't doing much else. I think it's okay to give yourself a break. Everything's different. Everything is stressful all the time now, and everything is constantly changing. So don't expect yourself to be Superman or Superwoman in the middle of a global pandemic. Give yourself a break, give yourself time to relax and unwind. What you can do that day is good enough for that day, and you can focus on the rest tomorrow.
Please stay healthy and stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.